Tonight for the hockey player, it used to be first line, fourth line. Now it's what's going online. That's on Inside Hockey tonight.
Inside Hockey, brought to you by Viagra. Talk to your doctor.
Back to the ACC and Elliott.
Well, Ron, you'll remember when we did that story about bloggers in the press box a couple of years ago, Ted Leonsis says that the NHL had lost the TV war, but it was time to win the digital media war. The NHL is doing very well in that, but there are some challenges. It was a groundbreaking moment. August 13th, the Lightning becoming the first team in any sport to let its fans know of an upcoming trade via Twitter. Maybe it wasn't a Vincent LeCavalier blockbuster, but it was significant, impressing the owner of a division rival.
You know, I predicted 4 or 5 years ago that local newspapers and the local TV affiliates would be in deep, deep financial trouble. They'll be cutting back their coverage, they'll be cutting back their travel budgets, and that we had these new tools of self-expression and that our fan base would become content generators. So I don't think it's a matter of should you. I think it's a imperative that you have to embrace these bloggers and use the social networks to your advantage.
My name is Kevin Barrows, a former special agent with the FBI. My goal today is to let you know about some of the risks of the internet, to help you understand how to reduce your risk of becoming a victim.
This DVD was shown to every player, warning them the people posting on Twitter, Facebook, and Flickr aren't always so innocent.
You must also be careful of your conduct in public. With camera phones and digital imaging, everyone can have a lasting record of their encounter with you.
It's the reason Sidney Crosby ignores criticism he shouldn't live with Mario Lemieux. But even that couldn't prevent a photo of him sleeping with Stanley appearing on the internet.
Thought to myself, you know what, it could be a lot worse. Not one I wanted to get out, but it happened, and that's the way things are. Like I said, that's the world today.
So what happens in this scenario? Somebody comes up to you and says, Sidney Crosby, you're my favorite player. Can I have a picture taken with you?
I try to, you know, be as accommodating as possible, and most times I will say yes.
You don't mean to be a bad guy and say no, but I think you kind of have to. If the person is holding a drink or something like that, I just make sure that they're not holding it in the picture. And other than that, I don't think, you know, if they're asking you for a picture, I don't think they're looking to do anything harmful.
Sorry, I can't do it. I don't take any pictures in any bars or anything that it can be, you know, portrayed by anybody that, you know, I was drunk and belligerent the night before a game or whatever, and it could have been taken 3 weeks before that.
Then there's identity theft. Leonsis was notified that someone set up a fake Twitter page in defenseman Jeff Schultz's name.
My solution was not to go crazy and try to get those people to take it down. It was, well, Jeff, you should do a real Twitter page. You should be active on Facebook, and then we should tell people, if you want to hear from the real Jeff Schultz, this is how you do it.
NHL star Keith Tkachuk of the St. Louis Blues is no exception.
Sometimes, you know, people get creative to sign with a different team, and you're changing addresses a lot, and you know, that's what happened with us. I mean, this guy got a hold of, you know, our account and stole $65,000 using false identification.
Yesterday, agent Alan Walsh announced client Scott Hartnell would not be suspended for butting Chris Letang on Twitter. Social media is effective, popular, and growing.
But overall, I think there's a lot more positives that will come out of being authentic and reaching out and being interactive with your fan base than being standoffish. This is not going away. It's only going to get more personal. It's only going to get more interactive. Prices are coming down. Technology's getting better. This is like oxygen. Get used to it.
By the way, Gary Bettman was the first commissioner of any major pro sport to become a user of Twitter, though he's probably got to update it. It has been since April since he's tried it. The Hockey Night in Canada Twitters, there are a number of us who are on them. My own, of course, is there. Also Scott Oakes, a lot of insightful stuff on that one. Cassie Campbell and Jeff Merrick. The NHL is expected pretty shortly to come out with some rules about when its players can use Twitter. The NFL now says no later than 90 minutes before games, and the NBA not during games after one player, Charlie Villanueva, did it at halftime last year. Ron?
Elliot, Jeff has another story this week in the NHL on that.
Well, yeah, indeed, and there's a kind of sidebar story that goes along with Twitter, and Elliot pointing out the people from Hockey Night that are on Twitter right now, trying to figure out and try to feel who will have the most followers by the end of the year. Elliot clearly in the lead, over 4,000 people. I'm down there at 2,500, just over a little bit, but then I don't have those Dick Tracy-like good looks that Elliot Friedman has. Controversy online with the St. Louis Blues and Twitter this week as well. TJ Oshie of the St. Louis Blues had not one, but two fake Twitter fraudsters put up Twitter accounts under his name. Both were taken down. Chris Kerbner, radio voice of the St. Louis Blues, says he will look into it personally and make sure that anyone who claims to be a St. Louis Blue on Twitter, like David Perron, is indeed a member of the St. Louis Blues. Ron, back to you.
Well, one thing we know, Sidney Crosby's intense. He takes his cup to bed. This week he had a tough Wednesday. He was really struggling, 5 for 17 on draws. He went 21 of 24 against Philly Thursday. He's ready for the Leafs.